In the 1990s, developer LucasArts dominated the adventure game genre with high-quality point-and-click adventure games. I could say glowing things about every single game made during this period. They're all unique and memorable, but my personal favorite has to be the Monkey Island series. Pirates have always attracted me with their cool hats, boots, and swords, and free-spirited nature. So as a kid, having a game set in a pirate world was perfect. The hero of the Monkey Island series is Guybrush Threepwood, Mighty Pirate, who, as those familiar with this series know already, is hardly mighty and barely qualifies as a pirate, except usually through accident or coincidence. But he's a lovable and quirky protagonist. In his attempts to discover great treasure and enjoy life with his love Elaine, he is constantly pitted against his nemesis, the ghost pirate LeChuck, who throughout the series changes forms from ghost to zombie to demon. In my opinion, the pinnacle entry of this series is The Curse of Monkey Island. With fantastic hand-drawn visuals, top-notch voice acting, and satisfying humor throughout, this game presents an experience that I like to relive every few years, ever since its release in 1997. With an average playtime of a few hours and packed with lots of jokes and satisfying puzzles, the game is a nice way to spend an afternoon. And here, I'm going to recap the general plot and highlight some moments that I really like. Long before the Pirates of the Caribbean opened with Jack Sparrow sinking his way into the story, The Curse of Monkey Island opened with our hero, Guybrush, floating toward Melee Island in a not-so-impressive boat, which is actually a bumper car from the end of the previous game. The continuity here is a nice touch.
Captain's log, Guybrush Threepwood. Lost at sea for days now. I have no crew or navigational instruments. Really thirsty now. If only I could have a small drink of fresh water, I might have the strength to sail on. Oh, but I know there's nothing but ocean for miles and miles. Oh, my sweet Elaine. Am I cursed to starve here on this ocean without seeing your face just one more time? Am I...
As Guybrush approaches the island, it's revealed that LeChuck is once again attempting to steal his girlfriend Elaine with a master plan to make her a zombie pirate, and thus his zombie bride.
Now, with the demon flames of this voodoo cannonball, I'll blast my significant other into the significant other world. That'll show her how much I truly care.
After thwarting LeChuck's plan, Guybrush proposes to Elaine using a ring he found on LeChuck's ship. Unfortunately, the ring has a curse on it, so when she puts it on her finger, she turns into a golden statue, thus starting the real adventure, trying to break the curse.
That looks just like the big diamond ring LeChuck had in his treasure hold. You know, the one with that ghastly, disfiguring voodoo curse on it. Well, I'm sure Guybrush wouldn't have given you that ring. Anyway, I gotta be going. I hear there's a tattoo removal place on this island that's Freckles safe. See you at the wedding.
Guybrush!
The story follows Guybrush as he must gather a ship, crew, and map to make his way to Blood Island to find an uncursed ring that will undo the curse he put on his new fiancée. In my opinion, all of the jokes in this game land, but here are some of my favorites. In attempting to form a crew, Guybrush has to trick the barber into thinking that his customer has lice, so that he will engage with Guybrush in a test of strength.
Holy infestation! You've been struck with the hair demons.
What are you talking about?
The cursed head vermin, the scourge of every hygienic sailor on the 7 seas.
That's a lie!
This calls for drastic action. I'm bringing in old Ironsides.
No, let's not be too rash.
Rash? That's a bad sign.
There's no time to lose. I'm going to have to amputate.
No, you'll ruin my hair!
Oink! For the test of strength, Guybrush replaces a log with a rubber tree, thus tricking the guy into thinking that Guybrush is a worthy captain, possessing inhuman strength. The way that the rubber tree just bounces after he barely is able to lift it up just cracks me up every time. The way he just falls down.
Spiraling bouffant to me great Uncle McManus. Never before have I seen such strength. Sure, I'll join your crew. I'll wait at the shop until you're ready to leave.
This other part is pretty funny, where Guybrush uses ventriloquism to trick this schizophrenic captain into abandoning ship with his crew of monkeys.
Mr. Fosse, I've been thinking.
Are you all right, Captain? You sound different.
Don't interrupt.
Sorry, sir.
Maybe it's time we gave up pirating. I mean, take a look around at me, at the rest of the crew. We're all monkeys.
You mean in the Darwinian sense, sir?
No, I mean in the quite literal sense.
Guybrush also purposely gets tarred and feathered in order to convince a chicken shop owner that he's being haunted by the local island demon that takes the form of a giant chicken.
Do you have a reservation? Madre de Dios! Es el Pollo Diablo!
So after forming a crew, getting a ship, and retrieving a map that's been tattooed on the back of a guy sunbathing on the beach, the next segment of a game features a staple of Monkey Island: insult sword fighting. As an adventure game, Monkey Island doesn't require quick reactions, but rather puzzle solving. In sword fighting, this takes the form of learning insults and their perfect counter. When you counter an opponent's insult with a better one, you gain ground on them. Push them far enough, and you win the fight. The insults are often very clever, but for me this is the slowest part of the game, since it requires the player to engage in multiple sword fights over and over, just grinding insults so that Guybrush can learn them all. The final boss, who happens to be the pirate that you framed with lice, uses insults that no one else does. So the player has to come up with the best possible answer that they can using the counters that they've acquired with the other sword fights.
You win, you'll get your map back.
You were doomed from the start, you kleptomaniac.
All right, I give up already.
It's no wonder you lost with a sword so unsteady.
Merci, I beg you, no more insults, please.
Your smell and face remind me of moldy old cheese.
Ah!
After conquering the seas, Guybrush can finally make his way to Blood Island, where the uncursed diamond ring resides.
We're on course for Blood Island. Van Helgen!
I'm doing all I can here! Agus! Lend a hand!
I'm barely holding on myself, mate. My God, this wind! She's the devil's own!
The devil's zone! This is very loud. That was so loud in my ear. Oh, we crashed.
Whew. I guess I blacked out for a second. Where's Elaine?
She flew a wee bit into the woods when we crashed.
Then let's get going.
My favorite parts of this section include a vegan volcano god who erupts when you give him cheese as a sacrifice.
You fool! You've given cheese to a lactose-intolerant volcano god.
I know.
Do you know what that means?
No.
You brought about the coming of the divine dysentery.
Oops.
Run for your lives!
The divine dysentery. Cool. And of course, series staple Stan, who's always on some new entrepreneurial endeavor. In this game, he's selling life insurance, which Guybrush collects after faking his own death.
I'm cashing in this insurance policy.
But this is a life insurance policy. You collect when the policyholder dies.
I'm dead. I really am.
Do you have any proof that you're dead?
As a matter of fact, smart guy, I've got your proof right here. A death certificate.
Well, this must be some kind of mistake.
It's right there in high-res black and white. I died. Give me a lot of money.
It looks like I'm left with no choice but to acquiesce.
No, just give me my money.
That's what I mean.
Let's put it back on her finger and undo this curse.
Elaine, are you alright?
Guybrush? Where are we?
You're okay. We're on Blood Island. LeChuck's ring had a terrible curse on it, but I put everything right. You're safe and everything's gonna be fine. Just fine.
After finally finding the uncursed diamond ring, Guybrush lifts the curse off of his fiancée Elaine, only to immediately be captured by LeChuck, which leads to an exciting finale on a roller coaster ride, where Guybrush outwits LeChuck by, I guess, like, exploding snow, and then he gets crushed by snow. The game ends kind of abruptly after this, with no dialogue, which is a bit disappointing. After all of those high-quality cutscenes with really good voice acting, it seems like maybe they got a bit rushed at the end. But in my opinion, that doesn't really take away from what is still an incredibly high-quality experience, full of memorable puzzles and characters. Ever since it debuted in 1997, I've been captivated and I revisit it constantly. The game is available on Steam, and I strongly recommend playing through it. You'll laugh, you'll cry. Well, you probably won't cry, but hopefully you will laugh. And I can safely say after my last playthrough that I am not looking at this game through nostalgic glasses. It really is a fun time. The amount of time and effort that the game developers clearly put into the writing, animation, and voice acting is frankly inspiring, and I'm so glad that The Curse of Monkey Island is readily available to play today. Go check it out. Thanks for watching my video. Whatever it was. Not quite a review, was it? Just more of like highlights of one of my favorite games. I just really like point-and-click adventure games. It's so satisfying to figure out the puzzles and to have an actual story. It's like an interactive movie. Maybe someday I'll talk about one of my other favorites, The Dig, which was supposed to actually be a movie and then got translated into a video game. And so it's one of the most like narratively driven video games that I've ever played. It's just a shame they don't make a whole lot of adventure games these days. There was kind of a revival in the early 2010s with Telltale games, and they made some Monkey Island ones, but in my opinion those were not quite as good. I don't think it translates to 3D as well. But I know the Walking Dead and the Batman ones were wildly popular. Batman was pretty good. And every once in a while on Steam, a new like point-and-click game will come out. And I've enjoyed some of them. Deponia is a good one, and I liked Night of the Rabbit. That was a good one. But it comes nowhere near any of the what's mainstream right now. So definitely go on Steam and get Monkey Island and buy these games. It'd be super cool if there are people out there, if you actually want to play it. If we show developers that these games are marketable, maybe we can get more of them, because it's a very unique experience, and it's a great gaming time, and it's fun for the whole family. Okay, anyway, thanks for watching.